Alright, here we go. We're going to do oil change on two Sea-Doos, RXP 260 and the RXT 260. Switching them over to the Amsoil Marine 1040 K&N oil filters. Already lifted the seat on this one. You just got a latch up there, pull up, and lift the seat up. Got the seat off on that one. There's our oil. We have our water running, so we're going to go ahead and fire this up, let it warm up, and we'll go through that. There is our oil fill and our oil dipstick. You have to take the oil out through the dipstick on these Sea-Doos, so we have a pump for that, and we'll show you that in this video too. All right, here we go, firing it up. And we don't have the hose hooked up yet because we don't want to take any seals out once we get it fired up. I'll just take the hose, we'll get it running and warm this up. Did we get 2 beeps there, Jazz? Jazz, my helper, doesn't want to be on camera.
No, we only had 1 beep.
There we go.
No,
There. Time it's ran after the winter, so we're just going to bring it up to temperature. Alright, so here's my homemade hand pump. Just going to pump it into my oil container. So we're going to pull our dipstick, check the level. We got our oil nice and warm. Looks like nice clean oil, so that's a good sign. We'll just wipe it off. And then the other thing we want to do, just crack our fill spout, and then you just feed our tube down there until it stops, and then we know we have, there it is. And I did notch the bottom so that it will pick up all the way. So now we just start pumping. Here it comes. All that dirty oil. Okay, so we finished draining our oil, pumping it out, and with my little hand pump it took roughly 15 minutes. So there's how much oil we pulled out. Little over, they say it takes three and a bit liters, and we've pulled out looks like just over 2. There's our 4-liter mark, so we'll just check our dipstick as we fill it up. Now we're gonna go ahead and pop that filter out. Okay, I'm gonna show you what I've got going on here. As you can see, that's a Torx head. I have a 8mm and then 2 extensions so that I can just reach in there, and it's not ideal, but as long as you're careful, you can just turn these out. Just let it crack. Don't force it. If you force it, you're going to strip it, and then you're in trouble. If you can, I didn't realize that these were a special socket. Probably go down and grab one, but the 8mm does work if it's on there good. So now we'll just screw this out. There we go, we're all the way out. Reach in there with our hand, pop that cartilage out. Now that we've let that in there, some air did come out, so I'm going to go ahead and put my pump back in through the dipstick and just get out every little bit of old oil I can. And so all I did was, you seen the contraption I made there, so I'm gonna go ahead and stick that back in there. So there is your filter. So I am gonna go ahead and pump the rest of the oil that just dropped out of that canister, and then I'm gonna clean the canister up, and then we're gonna add the oil. All right, here it is. We got our K&N filter replaced. You just pull that out of your cap, and then this sleeve goes on there. Your little nut goes on the bottom, or on the end. Ooh, might need two hands. It's getting slippery with this oil on there. And I'll just show you. So your nut does go that way. Just feed it on there till it bottoms out on your, see the little stopper there, so we'll just bottom that nut out until it's tight, and we'll go ahead and put her back in there. We'll give that a little clean out. So there is the dirt we cleaned out. Now we're going to go ahead and stick our filter in. Alright, in goes our K&N filter. In she goes. Go ahead and tighten that up. Alright, I'm going to tighten this up, and then we're going to go and add the old oil. Okay, just did that by hand. So now I'm just going to snug that tight enough for me. I don't want it too tight. Put that down. Put our dipstick in. Start filling. Cracking the oil. There it is. Now, this is the one thing I like about these Amsoil bottles, is they're easy to pour. Look at that. Right out of the bottle. Number one going in. And here goes number two. Okay, we got 2 jugs in. And it's looking like we're on the full mark. A little below. I'm going to add a little bit more. Okay, we added another half a bottle, a little over. It's probably impossible for you guys to see, but turn it to the side. You got the little divot there. We're at the top, so that's good. If you guys are interested in running Amsoil, I'll put a link in the description with my referral number, 3021-3198, if you guys are interested in running Amsoil. I run it because it's 100% full synthetic, like the oil. So anyways, if you're interested, go ahead down there. I'll put it in the description, send you a link. You can sign up as a preferred customer or whatever you want to do. Just like I said, if you wouldn't mind using that referral number, just gives me the sale. All right, here we are. Oh, we got a bottle down. We're gonna do the oil change next on the RXP. We just did one on the RXT. They're going to be identical, but I'll do an oil change on this one as well for you guys. I'm just going to let it warm up. Got the hose hooked up, and just check for our leaks. Make sure we got no leaks. Everything's good. Got a little motor rumbling away. Reaching down there. 5-10 minutes. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do the Amsoil conversion on the RXP 260. We got our K&N filter, Amsoil. One thing that I do like about it, 100% synthetic. It's got some anti-rust in there in the marine division, so I like that. I have seen temperature drops. I've seen temperature drops of 10 to 15 degrees, which tells me that it's doing its job. That's anti-wear, less friction, less heat. Well, that equals a little bit of fuel savings too. Not saying that you're gonna see huge ones. That camera is beeping behind me. So this is my homemade device, because you got to go in through the dipstick filler cap. I took that off already. I'm actually gonna put that back on because we need to start this up and warm up that old oil. So tools you're gonna need, not much. There's your oil filter. What I use, you could get that special Torx. I just have an 8mm socket and make sure that I'm just careful about it. And the other thing is, you got your hose on, and there's our fill spout. That is where you put the hose in the 2013 RXP 260. You want to make sure you start this first and then put that hose in there right away, just because it can take out your seals with all the pressure if you just put your hose in and crank her on. So let's go ahead and fire this up. Get our 2 beeps. And there we go, we're good. This old girl hasn't been started for a while. So we're gonna grab the hose, put it in there. There it is. We're gonna have a fill spout up top here. Should start coming out. Sorry, I just had a lot of oil out. So you got a little spout telling me that I'm getting water. So I'm gonna let this warm up for 5-10 minutes, and then I'm gonna extract the oil. Alright, let's see where we're at for our oil level. Ooh, it's low. One more dip. Wipe it off here. A little dirty, not too bad. Yeah, so that oil level is low. So we gotta leave this dipstick out. Now, the handy dandy tool. Put her in through there. Get a feel for the bottom. There it is. Now I'll just start pumping into my big old diesel oil container. Pump away. So you got your fancy little Torx head there. I just got an 8mm socket. Shouldn't probably be doing this, but I do, as long as you're careful. Don't strip it. You're gonna know, because if you strip that, you're not careful, then you got problems. So we're just gonna pop this filter off. Lets that oil drain that's sitting in the canister. All right, there it is. Oops, hit my phone. Lift that up. Let all that oil drain out, and we'll start pumping. Okay, so I got our filter back in. I'm just gonna snug it up, not super tight, because we're gonna have to do it again next year. So there we go, little snug. One of my empties. I'll take a full. Here we go, pour with one hand. See if we can do it. Oh, there it is. Gotta love these bottles. Okay, so we got 2 in. Calls for 3. Just see where we're at on the old dipstick, because that's what matters. Because it's hard to get it all out with that extractor. If we did it right, should be taking close to 3. So, clean that dipstick off. Okay, let's give her a shot. Okay, so we're not quite on the dipstick. We're gonna go ahead and add one more. Okay, so we're right where we should be on the dipstick. So we're just gonna let this run for a bit. You know we got oil in it. Water's flowing out the back. I'm just gonna let this warm up. Let it run, and then we know we're good to go on the water.